In this competition, to add more excitement, the production team specially invited 3 champion contestants for a real-life ultimate challenge. The contestants are required to stack at least 50 layers of Damascus steel to make the blade within 5 hours. In addition, the guard and the pommel must also be made of Damascus steel. What's even more outrageous is that these 3 pieces of Damascus steel must be stacked and forged separately. As the countdown begins, the 3 contestants quickly spring into action. After getting the steel, contestant Jimmy first carefully observes it and then directly starts stacking and forging. His plan is to stack 20 layers first and then stack the resulting steel billet again to obtain a 60-layer steel billet. After completing the heating, Jimmy starts using a power hammer to fuse the steel billet. He hammers continuously at a 45-degree angle, only to find that the steel billet actually starts to delaminate. Without time to hesitate, Jimmy directly chooses to use an angle grinder to remove the delamination amidst sparks flying everywhere. On the other side, contestant Trace also chooses to initially stack 20 layers, but unlike Jimmy for the second stacking, he decides to use the 3-piece twisted pattern welded steel method. Considering the complexity of the craftsmanship and the tight time schedule, Trace decides to make the 3 steel billets simultaneously. After the heating is completed, he starts using a press to forge weld the steel billets longitudinally, then extends them horizontally, and finally uses a power hammer for rapid fusion. Compared to the first 2 contestants, the experienced Mike appears more cautious and serious. Before forging the knife, he first performs time calculations on paper and designs a sketch of the entire knife. Considering the time constraint, he also chooses to work on 3 tasks simultaneously. After heat treating all the steel billets, he starts using a power hammer and a press alternately to hammer and fuse them. Throughout the process, his control over the temperature and the application of force are both very precise. The steel billets don't have any problems and soon enter the second stacking stage. There are 2 hours left. After elongating the steel billet, contestant Trace decisively uses a press to cut it and then starts twisting the Damascus pattern. Once the twisting is completed, he can proceed with the second stacking. Contestant Jimmy works very fast. His knife billet has basically taken shape. To increase his chances of winning, he also creates double-sided trapezoidal patterns on the blade. Meanwhile, Mike has already completed the making of the guard and the pommel. Next, he only needs to shape the knife billet to complete the critical quenching process. At this moment, contestant Trace, who is under the most time pressure, still hasn't obtained a complete steel billet. Although the twisting of the pattern just now was very successful, it did waste him a lot of time. Seeing that Mike and Jimmy next to him have both completed quenching one after another, Trace has to speed up. Finally, after unremitting efforts, he also reaches the quenching stage. Without time to check the effect, he must quickly devote himself to making the handle. At the same time, Mike has already drilled holes for the guard and used a file to polish the details. Next, he only needs to install the handle to finish the job. In comparison, things aren't going smoothly for Jimmy. The imitation ivory handle material he's been fine-tuning for half an hour suddenly breaks. Helplessly, he has to start over. In the last bit of time, Trace can only choose to make a handle he's familiar with, but he also has to spend time waiting for the epoxy resin to solidify before he can shape it. And Jimmy, due to his recent mistake, has completely lost his composure. In these remaining few minutes, will they be able to successfully complete the making and pass the judges' high-intensity tests? Let's wait and see.